Hello, we meet again in VNews Podcast Daily and following today's highlights.
Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng visits Nhân dân Newspaper and Communist Review. Ho Chi Minh City house businesses develop production. Phú Quốc Island to become ecotourism center.
Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng visited the Nhân dân Newspaper and the Communist Review on June 9th. The visit took place on the threshold of the 87th anniversary of Vietnam Revolutionary Press Day.
Talking to Nhân dân Newspaper reporters and editors, the party chief praised the achievements they have recorded over the past years. He highlighted the important role played by the newspaper, which serves as an official information channel of the party and a core force in the press and ideological front, and represents the voice of the party, state and people. Trọng noted that in the current context of increasing challenges and requirements, Nhân dân Newspaper needs to continue reform in both content and layout in order to make it more attractive and persuasive. Working with the staff and reporters of the Communist Review, the party leader affirmed the important role and positions of the Communist Reviews as a theoretical and political organ of the Communist Party of Vietnam Central Committee. He praised the achievements made by the Communist Review staffs over the past time. He said they contributed to the party's theoretical and political popularization work, as well as to the common revolutionary cause of the nation. Regarding future orientations, Party General Secretary Trọng said the Communist Review should closely follow resolutions and conclusions of the Party Central Committee to do well its editorial and publication work and scientific activities.
Ho Chi Minh City held a conference on June 9th to review the one-year implementation of the government's Resolution 11 on key measures to curb inflation, stabilize the macroeconomy, and ensure social security. The conference also discussed the execution of Resolution 13 on solutions helping businesses jump out of difficulties.
After 1 year of implementing Resolution 11, Ho Chi Minh City has recorded important results in curbing inflation, stabilizing the macroeconomy, and ensuring social security, especially stabilizing the prices of essential goods. The program to stabilize prices of rented houses for workers and poor people, or the movements to bring Vietnamese goods to rural areas and save electricity have helped bring a more stable life to people in the city. The city has strictly implemented policies on fiscal tightening and public investment cutting. The foreign exchange and gold markets have seen positive developments. However, the current macroeconomic situation is yet to be really stable. Despite high inflation demand, the economy sees slow growth and businesses still find it difficult to access capital sources. In that context, the Ho Chi Minh City leader said that to effectively implement Resolution 11 and 13, the immediate task is to help businesses overcome difficulties. In the current situation, the authorities at all levels pay special attention to removing difficulties for businesses, considering it a significant and important task. According to latest statistics, only 570 out of 140,000 businesses in Ho Chi Minh City get loans. Therefore, the city has proposed banks assist businesses in accessing capital sources.
Vietnam's coffee exports in the first 5 months of this year hit 863,000 tons, worth nearly $1.8 billion, a year-on-year rise of 7.8% in volume and 3% in value.
Germany and the United States are the two largest markets for Vietnamese coffee, accounting for 13.9% and 12.8% of the export value, respectively. The average price of coffee over the January-May period was nearly $2,100 per ton. As of May 20th, a ton of coffee in the Central Highlands was priced at over 43 million Vietnam dong, and Robusta coffee for July delivery in London reached $2,241 per ton. Statistics show that domestic coffee exporters suffer losses, but foreign invested firms recorded strong profits and represented the majority of exports.
The Japan International Cooperation Agencies and Ho Chi Minh City have recently signed a contract to implement the second bidding package of the Bến Thành Suối Tiên Metro project. On this occasion, Vietnam News has an interview with Toshio Nagase, JICA Vice Chief Representative in Vietnam.
Ho Chi Minh City is one of the two cities, along with Hanoi, to implement a metro project. Please tell us how significant the project is to the city traffic.
I think it is a very significant project in, I think, two aspects. One is how to alleviate the traffic congestion issues that the cities like Ho Chi Minh is facing, and also at the same time the pollution of each such big cities that is being created by the increasing traffic, slowing down of the vehicles, so that many people will be affected by such negative outcomes. So, of course, this project alone will not be able to solve all the issues, but for example, in Thailand, in Bangkok, or in Tokyo, about 50% or 60% of the people move by public transport, whereas now in Vietnam, in Ho Chi Minh City, it is less than 6%. So we hope that when this line 1 is completed, we hope that about 200,000 people will be using this line 1.
The project costs dozens of millions of US dollars. How can we assure its effectiveness?
Yes, it is a very costly project, and such projects, or any project, will become more expensive, more costly if the project is delayed. And the biggest problem that many projects face here in Vietnam is the issue of land acquisition and handing over of the land to the contractors. And still in Ho Chi Minh City, Binh Duong province, we have more than 300, 400 households which needs to be taken care of in that aspect. So we as JICA, we are in a position to help not only the contractors, but the Ho Chi Minh People's Committee and the People's Committee of the relevant provinces, so that such land acquisition and relocation of the affected people will be undertaken smoothly, so that the project will not be delayed anymore.
To what extent are Vietnamese businesses involved in the project?
For example, the contractors, the main contractors are Japanese contractors, as you know, and we expect that all the remaining packages will be done in such a way. However, the Japanese contractors are tying up with the Vietnamese contractors, like subcontractors, and actual works, many of the actual works will be undertaken by such Vietnamese subcontractors. And during the course of such implementation of the project, we see in many other projects technical know-how transferred from the Japanese contractors to the Vietnamese contractors, so that in the future the Vietnamese contractors will have the capacity to actually do the works on their own. Of course, maybe not only after one project, but maybe after several contracts or several projects. It might take some time, but we hope that this will be a start of such technical cooperation, of a very large scale.
Thank you very much.
The Mekong Delta province of Kiên will develop its Phú Quốc Island into an eco-tourism center according to the province's tourism development strategy for the 2011 and 2020 period.
Phú Quốc, Vietnam's largest island with a total area of 574 square kilometers, is one of the country's most popular tourist destinations. It is dubbed as the tourism paradise in the southwestern region. Under the development plan, the island is set to welcome 1 to 1.2 million visitors each year by 2015, earning $209 million. Of the number, foreign arrivals make up 35%. By 2020, the island is expected to gross $771 million from receiving 2 to 3 million tourists annually, with 40% being foreign visitors. With major products such as exploring, ecological and cultural tourism, the island targets to become a more attractive tourism destination to holidaymakers. Apart from the domestic market, Phú Quốc is expected to become a popular destination for travelers from foreign markets such as Northeast Asia, North America, West Europe, and ASEAN.
And that comes to the end of the news today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.